Good afternoon, everyone from Nairobi. I'm with Kevin Ganga again of EGM Securities Nairobi. Kevin, what's going on? Fire and fury.
What a day
calling
to
up
start.
God.
Everybody's calling up God and looking for hope.
Yes.
A bit of a catastrophe last evening. We saw European stocks down, DAX down 1.5%, Euro stock 600 down 0.5%. Carnage all over. Look at euro dollar. We've broken down below 1.5, just under 1.147 right now. Biggest concern, of course, is contagion risks associated with the meltdown of Turkey. I think a lot of the people are looking at the European banks. There's a lot of lending into that market. So what are the contagion risks? I would be very keen now to look at indicators of whether there is a possible crisis coming through. So I was just telling him earlier that I think we should look at CDS spreads on the banks, the European banks, especially the ones that are known to have big exposure, to see whether people are looking at credit default swaps on that. As we head into the weekend, we could probably see a lot more activity when the US markets open. I think there's going to be a spillover of sell-off. I don't think the sell-offs have stopped. Still a sell-off continuing on market opening. You can see that price gap on market opening. A big fall-off on that. We're just trading at the below of the Bollinger Bands, a lot of the widening. So I expect a pullback a bit, but it's not looking good.
What you were saying earlier, of course, goes back to your trade of the year.
Turkish Lira.
This seems to have been the catalyst.
This was definitely the catalyst.
And when we spoke last time, I've got to give you credit. You were talking about, we were around here, 525.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you thought 580.
580 will be hit. It got taken out.
Yes.
I saw, as you can see from the graph, we saw trades as high as 6.4, but I think that's probably just because of lack of liquidity. But we're definitely, you can see we traded those farm trades that are above 6. We've spoken about 7, where now you start talking about bailout conversations. I don't know. I don't think there's anything. I think definitely now 6 is on the cards. It's anyone's game right now.
What if you were sitting in Erdogan's shoes at this point in time? And, how would you try and bring this under control? Is it a massive, optically huge rate hike?
Yes, I think what I would look at is probably 200 basis point rate hike. The problem is that it goes completely against the political angle that he pushes.
He hates high interest rates. He hates
high interest rates, and he's promised a lot more fiscal spending, which would mean government expenditure, and can't pay at 20%. 10-year bond yields again have crossed the 20% level. So it's a curse. It's very tough for him right now.
Just tell us, because we discussed it, how much is that move worth
for
somebody who might have been... Please bring out your calculator.
Okay, so
just to talk us through what it would... So we've taken your advice.
Yeah.
We bought it at 525.
25.
We're not so greedy. We didn't get the 640. We got it to 6.
To 6. So that's 6 on 525 is about a 14% depreciation over the last 3 days. Now, if you had opened an account with EGM and had deposited $1,000 and was very bullish, we would be able to offer you leverage of up to 400 to 1. Okay? So on an investment of $1,000, you'd have been able to trade $400,000 worth of Lira. Now, what return are we talking about? So on a 400,000 return times 13% give or take is about $52,000. 400,000 on 13,000 is about $52,000. So you'd have made $52,000 on an investment of $1,000.
That is more than anyone's ever made on Bitcoin.
That's 520% return on leverage. Of course.
But let's say you wouldn't have leveraged it that much.
At 400. Well, let's say 50 to 1 on leverage. So 50 to 1 would be 13% times 50 would be 65% return on $1,000. So you'd make $650 return in 3 days. Not bad return. The thing is that the market, now everybody's looking at Lira. So maybe it's time for a correction as people come back. But I think the structural issues go beyond the currency. So the currency is just a reflection of the structural issues, I think. Yeah.
My final issue, we spoke 2 days ago about Tesla.
Yes.
And the tweets that drove up the $420
yes.
private takeout, biggest LBO in history.
Yep.
And I saw this morning it's back to where it all started.
Exactly. So Tesla fell off after market news came out on CNBC that the board is looking to meet this weekend to consider the conversation of Elon Musk talking about taking it to private. So it's possibly that this was not something that had been discussed at the board level. So you should expect some sort of statement out from Tesla today with regards to what the board will meet. And that's a market for you.
That is
the market for you.
In 48 hours.
Down.
Wow.
Thank you.
Kevin, thanks.
Enjoy your weekend.
You too.